Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the College of Communication Arts and Sciences 2022 Alumni Awards, The Celebration. I'm Brian O'Connor, President of the ComArts-Sci Alumni Advisory Board and a proud telecommunication alum. We are thrilled to be here for our first in-person celebration since 2019. And tonight we have an even more reason to celebrate since we are recognizing our 50th anniversary of outstanding alumni honorees. To get our evening started, I would like to ask our Dean, Prabhu David, to share remarks that give us a glimpse into the college over the past year. Dean David.
Brian, thank you so much, and wonderful to see everybody. Please take your seats. I have to ad-lib two things. The person who hired me on the search committee, he's here today, so I have to behave myself. And here is another wonderful story. 3 generations of Spartans have gone on to work for one company on the West Coast, and that company is Motion, and they continue to be an engine for our students. So Motion, thank you. That is pretty cool. All right, so Brian, thank you again, and thank you for serving as Master of Ceremonies tonight. And over the years, we've had amazing leadership from you. It's great to be back together in person here in the WKR studios to recognize the success of our outstanding alumni. Before we recognize our new honorees, I'd like to acknowledge the honorees of the past few years who are part of our virtual celebrations. Those were fun, but today we want to recognize some of you. So if you were honored as an outstanding alumnus in 2020, and if you're here today, would you please stand? Yeah. Kenzie Cameron and Colleen King. Where's Colleen? Good to see you. Thanks, Kenzie. Thank you for joining us today. Now, let's recognize those who were honored virtually in 2021. Would you please stand and be recognized? Very nice. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. We have Ryan Field back there. Ryan. Alicia Spohr. There's Alicia. Regina Strong. Good to see you. And where's Michael Smythe? There he is. All right. Generations of Spartans have walked through these halls, worked in these studios, graduated, and gone on to do great things in their lives. Over the last 50 years, we have found the very best among our graduates and celebrated their success. And if you are the recipient of an outstanding alumni award from the college, doesn't matter which year, can you please stand and be recognized? Wow, that is amazing. Please have a seat. Thank you so much. We're so proud of your accomplishments and your illustrious careers. And thank you for joining this evening. We have a few more folks to recognize, and I'd like to recognize a special guest in attendance tonight, Chris Moyer. Chris is the grandson of Sheldon Moyer, who was recognized as an outstanding alum from our very first class of honorees in 1972. Chris, are you here? Although the last 2 years were dampened by the pandemic, our faculty, staff, and students continued their excellent work. Among other collective accomplishments, I'm very proud of the 6 new undergraduate majors that were launched during the pandemic. We continue to rank among the very top programs in the world. ComArts-Sci ranks 3rd in Shanghai rankings, which we have held for the last few years. In other prominent rankings, we moved up 5 places to 9th in the world, 6th among US universities, which is quite an accomplishment. Moving up 5 places takes a lot of effort, and we have faculty and staff to recognize, and I'll get to that in just a second. And another major milestone is our faculty came together during the pandemic to create a strategic plan. This was created with community input during the pandemic, and the plan serves both as a compass, giving us the right direction and values, but also as a roadmap with very concrete outcomes that have been programmed as part of the plan. So the plan puts people first, holds us accountable for the success of our students and our community. It also recognizes our land-grant mission and our ideals to make MSU an inclusive community that embraces diversity in all its rich and varied forms. We are strong because of our differences. So today, we celebrate the accomplishments of our alumni, different, each with unique strengths and talents, who have made valuable contributions to different areas of communication. And despite these differences, they share the same origin story that we can relate to as Spartans. It begins when a young person visits the MSU campus, each one with special hopes and dreams, but also fears and uncertainties of the future. And over the course of the time on campus, they find their footing, develop a supporting cast of friends, advisors, faculty members, and eventually they venture out into the real world. Our academic staff and faculty walk with them during this time, preparing our graduates to take on the challenges of life. So I'm going to ask all our faculty and staff to rise and be recognized.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do, and thank you for joining us tonight. Now the common narrative moves on and develops some particularities. Even though they are no longer on campus, Spartans remain deeply connected to the alma mater and its values of giving and helping others. Even as they grow and develop in their careers and personal pursuits, they remain committed to MSU. This past year, indeed, these pandemic times have taught us something new about greatness. We have heard a lot about GOATs lately. So Tom Brady, right? Coach K, Nick Saban, Simone Biles, Michaela Schifrin. I've been reflecting on greatness. What does it mean to be great? When reflecting on this, I've come to one basic sort of insight here. I found a lot of inspiration from Simone Biles and Michaela Schifrin. Both are amazing athletes, the very best in their sport, and they went to the Olympics with great expectations. But the weight of the Olympics was heavy. And instead of the expected success, both athletes faced extraordinary adversity. And in those moments of adversity, when not at their very best, confronting failure, Biles and Schifrin responded with remarkable bravery, vulnerability, and grace. And in doing so, they remind us that winning and the trappings of success are only one aspect of greatness. Greatness lies in our willingness to share our own humanity, to show compassion and to inspire compassion in others through acts of kindness and generosity. These are the human dimensions of excellence. And each of you has experienced this kindness and generosity from your family and friends. And some of those family and friends are here with you today, and I would like for you to stand up, family and friends to stand up and be recognized. And over the years, I've had the privilege of serving as dean of this college, and I've learned much about this type of greatness, the willingness to give. Each of you gives back to our community in so many ways, and we honor you not only for your accomplishments and your successes, but also for your contributions to the spirit and well-being of all of us at Comart Psi. While he's unable to be here with us today, President Stanley wanted to send along his congratulations to this class and the incredible alumni who have been honored over the last 50 years. Let's go to the video.
Hello, everyone. I'm Michigan State University President Samuel Stanley. Today is a big day as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the College of Communication Arts and Sciences Annual Alumni Awards. First, I'd like to congratulate each of today's honorees. You've all taken what you learned during your time at MSU and made extraordinary, innovative contributions to the communication field in Michigan and beyond. Since we are celebrating the 50th anniversary, I'd also like to recognize and celebrate past awardees. We have over 56,000 ComArt Sci alums, and only 234 have received the honor of being named an outstanding ComArt Sci alum. You truly are the best of the best, and I look forward to following your future successes. With that, I will turn it back over to Dean Prabhu David.
Thank you, President Stanley. I would now like to welcome to the stage Susie Elkins. And as Susie is coming up, please come on up. We have, I want to recognize WKAR team that really helped put this together. So all the folks from WKAR. Susie is the Director of Broadcasting and General Manager of WKAR Studios and one of our very own ComArt Sci alum. Susie's team has played a critical role in the production of tonight's program, and we thank them for this wonderful partnership and making this evening so special. Susie Elkins.
Thank you, Prabhu. Good evening, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here together in person. And on behalf of all of us at WKAR, we want to welcome you and hope you have a lovely and memorable evening of celebration. Milestones offer a great opportunity to recognize how far we've come and who has helped us get where we are today. In reflecting on 50 years of honoring alumni from the College of Communication Arts and Sciences, there are so many things to celebrate. The young people who grew to be outstanding innovators, change makers, and leaders, the professors and family members who showed them the way, the alumni who opened doors to opportunities for the next generation of Spartans. At WKAR Public Media, we've been honored to work with MSU ComArt Sci students who have gone into the world prepared to push the boundaries of innovation, education, and inspiration. As you celebrate 50 years of recognizing outstanding alumni, WKAR is poised to celebrate a century of service. Since our first agricultural news and information radio broadcast in 1922, WKAR has grown into a robust media organization that includes WKAR TV and radio, WKAR.org, Radio Reading Service, our digital studios, and WKAR Family, which is our educational services. And ComArt Sci alumni have been there every step of the way. In fact, I know many of you personally, as I started my career right here in this studio as a student employee 30 years ago, majoring in telecommunication. What I learned here prepared me to lead the station and proudly serve on the National PBS Board of Directors, helping public broadcasters across the country strengthen the cultural connections that help us all thrive in their communities. This has been my life's work, and I'll be forever grateful to MSU, and to WKAR, and to ComArt Sci, and all of those who've helped me achieve my dreams along the way. Congratulations to all the honorees, past and present, who've taken what they've learned on our campus, in our studios, classrooms, and labs, and shown the world all the ways Spartans will innovate, educate, and inspire. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Thank you, Susie. Before we begin the recognition of tonight's honorees, I'd like to tell you about the Alumni Board and our role serving Dean Prabhu David and the college. Members of the board volunteer and serve as ambassadors of ComArt Sci and the university to a global community and vast network of more than 56,000 ComArt Sci alum. Each board member brings notable professional experience and industry insights to enrich the student learning experience. Like our honorees, the Alumni Board is as diverse as the populations and the programs that we serve. The ComArt Sci Alumni Board also plays a pivotal role in increasing the value of a ComArt Sci degree by speaking in classes, mentoring students, and offering internships. The board adds value to the college and the university through the contributions of time, expertise, leadership, and financial support. Members of our alumni board are here this evening, and I would like to ask them to stand and be recognized. This is my 6th and final year serving on the board, and I am incredibly proud to lead this team of exceptional alums who are actively engaged and firmly committed to the success of the college by supporting our fellow Spartans as they pursue a world-class education from our consistently top-ranked communication college, offering a range of degree programs. Our Spartan alums foster lifelong connections with the university directly through the college and by honoring the successes of our outstanding alumni. Finally, we would not be here this evening without the foundation set by alumni over many decades, in particular, those who have volunteered to serve on the board, and an elite group who continue after their board service as our ComArt Sci Senior Fellows. We do have a Senior Fellow here tonight, Phil Bertolini. Phil, thank you for representing. Also a past president of the board. We'd also like to thank the Alumni Board and the Senior Fellows. So you just stood and were recognized. Thank you for that. We would also like to recognize an icon of our alumni community, Mr. Ed Deeb, who did join us earlier in the week. Ed was the very first president of the very first our ComArt Sci Alumni Board, and he came back to campus, and our students had an opportunity to meet him earlier this week. As I said, he's an accomplished ComArt Sci alum. He embodies the values we work to instill in our graduates today, and of course, recognized 50 years of value in the impact he's had on the academic and student experience. Let's go ahead and keep scrolling. All right, the ComArt Sci Alumni Awards recognize outstanding achievements. Ryan, have you ever had to do that when you're on live TV? We've got Ryan from ABC7 in New York. He's the pro at this. So we are here to recognize outstanding achievements across the field of communication, arts, and sciences in all its form. This year, as we said, is the golden anniversary, 50 years of presenting the awards. The celebration, Alumni Awards, has become the signature event of the college and is made possible by the support of our sponsors. We'd like to offer our gratitude to the MSU Federal Credit Union, our Platinum Premier sponsor, with a special note of appreciation to CEO April Klobus, a ComArt Sci Advertising and Public Relations Master's Program alum and former ComArt Sci board member. We have a video and a message from April.
Good evening. My name is April Klobus. I'm the president and CEO at MSU Federal Credit Union and a proud alum of the College of Communication, Arts, and Sciences. I wanted to take a moment and say congratulations to all of this evening's award winners. MSU FCU is a proud partner of the college, and we support many programs for our students to grow into their dreams and achieve success, much like you have this evening. MSU FCU was founded in 1937 by faculty and staff who were interested in providing a cooperative banking experience for the campus community after the Great Depression. We continue to live this mission today to serve our campus, community, and our partners. As a nonprofit cooperative, MSU FCU is led by a volunteer board of directors, and our mission is to ensure that all of our members achieve financial security and their dreams. We are also here to help our students be successful while they're on campus and continuing beyond graduation. As an alum, you are eligible to open an account at MSU FCU. I encourage you to give that a consideration, as we believe we have products and services designed for MSU in your journey in the future. If you open an account at MSU FCU, your debit and credit cards are branded with MSU logos, such as Sparty and the Spartan helmet. And that is something that you can show with pride when you shop using your MSU FCU account. And if you open that account, we are able to provide more back to the university through scholarships and support of programs such as this.
Incredibly generous sponsor of the university and ComArt Sci. We'd also like to thank our diamond sponsors, Ally, Motion, Princess Cruises, Our gold level sponsors are Summit Electric, which is our beverage sponsor for tonight's event. In true Spartan spirit. We'd also like to recognize the State News, our featured dinner sponsor. Wrap is our coffee and dessert sponsor this evening. And our bronze sponsor, Sheena Roofing and Sheet Metal. And a special thank you to the ComArtsci Alumni Board and our partner, WKAR. All right, so let's get on with the recognition, because that's why we're all here. Dean David, will you please return to the stage to present the Honorary Alumni Award to kick off the 50th celebration?
Thanks, Brian. It always brings me great joy to introduce the recipient of the Honorary Alumni Award. This year's winner is a MSU alumnus, but he did not graduate from ComArtsci. But that does not stop him from being one of the most ardent supporters of our students' college and mission. It's my pleasure to present John Zafrano with the Honorary Alumni Award. John? John was a hospitality business graduate with a circuitous career path to the head of global integrated creative production for Amazon Prime Video. John has worked for a number of companies, brands, and productions. So if you have a concept, you should pitch it to him. And he's no stranger to awards, having been part of an award-winning teams for movie trailers and creative campaigns, winning dozens of Clios. Even with all his professional accomplishments, John embodies the true Spartan spirit and gives back to MSU. John has inspired our students and welcomed them to his offices in LA and introduced them to professionals in entertainment marketing and promotions. I have participated in these sessions with our students, and I can vouch for John's enthusiasm, passion, and commitment. His engagement has enriched our students. He's generous in sharing his expertise while hosting students for field experience visits. He visits our classes virtually and engages with our students at Southern California events. John, it is my honor to officially welcome you to ComArtsci, and we are proud to recognize you for your exceptional career and your achievements. Yeah.
I think I jumped my cue there and came up a little bit early, but I do appreciate that. Whew. A Roman philosopher once said, "Luck is the intersection of preparation and opportunity." And tonight, I feel really lucky. I feel lucky because there are so many other deserving MSU graduates who have also prepared and who have created opportunity by contributing their time and resources to forward the education of ComArtsci students. So first, I'd like to thank Dean David, Meredith Jagutis, Matthew Jones, and everyone associated with the Alumni Board for this invitation to join all of you tonight and be a guest of this anniversary, this very special anniversary celebration. And in the company of such distinguished alumni, such as Mark, Norma, Jack, Aisha, Darian, and Arun. I'm really proud to stand here with you tonight and join in this celebration. I'd also like to acknowledge some other folks who are here tonight for this celebration. The first and foremost in my mind is my partner, my husband, and my best friend, and the person who supported me for the last 21 years and encouraged me to take risks in my career that has resulted in me being on this stage tonight. So thank you, Tom Davila. Next is a very special group of friends that I met nearly 40 years ago on this campus and are all graduates of Michigan State. They've come from near and far tonight to be here and to share in this moment. I'm so grateful and I'm so honored. So, Katie, Emma, Beth, Nancy, Jeff, and Mary, thank you so much for being here. Got them all right. You guys are like my family. So in addition, tonight wouldn't have been possible without another very distinguished ComArtsci alumni who has contributed an exponential amount of his time and effort to MSU and happens to be one of my best friends on top of it for nearly 33 years, and that's Brian O'Connor. Wow. When I was notified about tonight's honor by Dean David, I immediately knew Brian's influence was at play with this, and I can't thank you enough, Brian, for nominating me. Thank you. Whenever students or employees ask me about my career path, I have to laugh a little bit because it's been what I would call nonlinear. I didn't know what I wanted to do, frankly. And I've always thought that you have to do in your life what's possible instead of what's probable. So looking back over my career, I think I took that advice probably a little too literally, judging by the fact that I've changed careers 6 times since I graduated from Michigan State so far. The truth is, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought, okay, I thought I was the only one in that case. And I think that's where I speak from when I talk to the students here, because I put myself in their place. And you have to be empathetic for where they're at and what they've just gone through over the last couple of years. So I worked in the restaurant business throughout high school, and I just assumed that I should just go to a school that represented, hospitality. So after I applied to Cornell and didn't get in for various reasons, the only other university I applied to, the only university, think about that, was Michigan State. And then I opened my letter and said, congratulations, you're a Spartan. And that was pretty cool. I moved to Los Angeles with this hospitality business degree, working for a major hotel chain. And it didn't take me long to be drawn to sort of the entertainment side. That career pivot began with a stint in movie casting and TV casting, which inspired me to study acting. And I succeeded for about 30 seconds, literally, when I was on a soap opera for 30 seconds. And then was presented the opportunity to manage the music department at 20th Century Fox, transferred to their international film marketing group, launching major movies, and jumped into the creative agency world where I produced blockbuster movie and TV campaigns, which I still can't believe that has happened. And now I'm at Amazon Prime Video, leading a group of incredible human beings who are all smarter than me. I believe none of this, and I mean this sincerely, and I do share this with the students as well, none of this would have been possible without the grounding of a degree from Michigan State University. It has provided me the most well-rounded education and memories that will, frankly, last a lifetime. So to all the students, and maybe thank you. So to all the students, and maybe some of the accomplished people in this room who may not know quite how to navigate the ambiguity of today, or don't know exactly what's next for yourselves, I hope you avoid probability, and you think about possibility in your careers and in your lives. Maybe you'll find that you're truly lucky too. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.
Congratulations, John. It's wonderful to have you as an official member of the ComArts Spartan family. I've asked our Alumni Board Executive Committee leaders to join me in introducing you to our honorees. We will celebrate the highlights of each of them from the stage, and we invite you to read their complete bios in the program at your seat, which is also available online. We begin with our Rising Star Award, which recognizes a Spartan who has graduated within the last 10 years and demonstrated success in these early years of their career. To present this year's Rising Star Award, I've asked Matt Davis, chair of the Development Committee, to do the honors. Matt?
You know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least say a few words about Brian. Brian has been our president for a number of years, and he's become a brother to me and a friend to all of us. So if you wonder how we're becoming an alumni board like we are, look at Brian. So can we give him one big applause? Also, John, if you leave your award here, we'll get it to you in 48 hours on your front desk. So only if you have Prime, that's all I'm saying. Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. Let's try this. We got to go green. Oh, man, that was so good. One more time. Go green. Go All right. So I was a proud 2018 recipient of the Outstanding Alumni Award. So I stand here if I said this was an absolute pleasure and honor, that would be an understatement. To recognize Darian Harris is our 2022 Rising Star. You can clap at that if you want. Now, Darian was so student athlete. Let me just tell you what he did, okay? He played football in 54 Spartan games. Did you hear me right? 54 Spartan games. That's a record, by the way, y'all, which included count them, two Big Ten championships. I'm not done yet, guys. A Rose Bowl victory. And that was in the 100th game of that historic Rose Bowl. A Cotton Bowl victory. A trip to the college national playoffs. Is that all you got, Darren? That's all you got, brother? Now, that's what I call a football career. Now, upon graduation, he was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in 2016. Should have stayed with them till they got to the Super Bowl, but just saying, right? And after that, he played in Canada at the Canadian Football League. Now, he has a degree that I have, journalism degree from Michigan State. And he used that ComArts journalism degree, and he quickly established his credentials and his reputation as an outstanding and excellence in broadcasting. He was a sportscaster. He was a media analyst. He served as the commentator for the MSU football spring game on the Big Ten Network. He was a weekly panelist on BTN Live and hosted The Drive with Jack. Anybody remember that one? That's just to name a few. I could go on and on. Darian can now be found at our esteemed Spartan football team. Can I get another Go Green? Go he is the first ever player engagement director. And I'll tell you what, he oversees all of the off-field initiatives. I don't know how this guy does it. He does social media. He works with the students. And last spring, I was able to go watch Darian, along with Brian, watch him in action. And I'll tell you what, those students really respect this man, and they listen to him, and they want to learn from him. But as we often say, as Coach Tucker often says, football is what he does. It's not who he is. He gives back to the community in a myriad of ways. He's been involved in many other activities like, where's Christy? He's on the board, there's Christy. He's on the board of the Kids on the Go. He's involved in the Sadler Foundation. He's involved in the College Football Administration Committee. I mean, I could go on and on. But there's no doubt, absolutely no doubt in my mind, that Darian Harris is a rising star. But more importantly, Darian Harris is a true gentleman. And more importantly than that, he's flipping amazing Spartan. So please join me in welcoming Darian Harris to the stage, our 2022 Rising Star.
Good evening. I would like to start off by thanking Dean Prabhu David, the entire College of Communication Arts and Sciences, the Alumni Board, in particular Christy Shana, for the nomination. I would also like to thank each of my J-School professors, with a special thank you to Joanne Gershner, Bob Gould, Sue Carter, and L.A. Dickerson. And finally, I would like to thank Coach Mark D'Antonio for recruiting me and convincing me that MSU would be the best decision I could make for myself and my family at the time. That was now 11 years ago, and he was right. It most definitely was. I would also like to congratulate all my fellow award recipients. Congratulations. I am happily and proudly joined today by my fiance, Olivia, and amazing mother of our daughter, Naomi. Yes. And also a ComArts Inside grad, class of 2018. My younger brother, Jordan. My mom, Lisa. My dad, Alan. My future father-in-law, Dave. And my grandmother, Dr. Mabel Wells, who traveled here from Richmond, Virginia, not really to see me, but much more importantly, to meet her great-granddaughter for the first time. I'm a proud Spartan, if you couldn't tell. I bleed green, and I am blessed and fortunate enough to still be a part of the university that has afforded me so many opportunities in life, both personally and professionally. This Rising Star recognition ranks right up there alongside winning the Big Ten championship, the Rose Bowl, playing in the college football playoffs, coaching in the Peach Bowl victory, and yes, even compares to victories over that school down the road, which I've been a part of now 6 times. My dad has always told me, wherever you are, be the one who advances the group forward. Do not go anywhere just to maintain the status quo. It has always been my mission to show the student athletes that they are more than just their sport, and I'm determined to continue that work as a member of Coach Mel Tucker's staff and as the newly titled Director of Player Relations and Program Advancement. My motivation is my daughter Naomi and her generation, setting the standard so that she will have the opportunity to carve out her own path and write her own story that will one day benefit the generation that succeeds her. I was part of the 100th Rose Bowl, and now here at the 50th celebration of outstanding alumni, being a part of this class of honorees is just as special. Thank you again. It is an honor and privilege to be a Michigan State Spartan. Go Green.
Okay, now let's meet our Outstanding Alumni Award honorees. The Outstanding Alumni Award is presented annually to alumni who have achieved notable success in their career while demonstrating a commitment to the college. We've recognized over 220 recipients out of the more than 56,000 alumni since the inception of the awards back in 1970. This is an elite group of Spartans who have also given back to our college in a variety of ways. I now invite Chris Kuchenmeister, co-chair of the Alumni and Student Engagement Committee, to introduce our first Outstanding Alumni honoree. Chris.
All right, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here with everybody tonight. Our first Outstanding Alumni honoree is Mark Bellissimo. Now, Mark has spent 36 years in marketing and advertising, culminating in his current role as CEO of the JRT agency. Over his career, he has stewarded well-known marketing efforts for brands including Chevrolet, KFC, and Dodge, just to name a few. And his portfolio transcends industries including automotive, entertainment, healthcare, and many more. During his career, Mark has led a highly experienced team of business analysts, strategists, researchers, and creatives, launching what became the most successful campaign in advertising history for the U.S. Postal Service. The If It Fits, It Ships flat rate box campaign. We've all seen that, so exceptional work. He's been recognized for his work, outstanding campaign accomplishments by receiving 2 Advertising Research Foundation Grand Ogilvy Awards, numerous Effies, and other awards for strategic and creative excellence. Mark is an active contributor to the College of Communication Arts and Sciences, so we're very lucky that he's a part of this, helping students and their experiences, spending time guest lecturing, sharing case studies from his work at JRT, and providing internship opportunities for students to gain meaningful work experience. So please join me in congratulating Mark.
Well, thank you, Chris, for that eloquent introduction. I think you basically covered all the highlights. I would love to thank the Alumni Board, and I'd love to thank Dean David and the rest of the entire college, including the alumni representatives, Meredith, Melissa, as well. I must also thank my former boss and mentor, Tony Hopp, along with several fellow former colleagues from Interpublic, Brendan Ryan and Greg Sardarian, and most importantly, my wife, Shireen, for all her support. She's here with me today with my daughter, Layla, a Spartan here, graduating in a month and hopefully working after that. Years ago, I had the good fortune to manage a national advertising campaign for Chevrolet. It was called Like a Rock. The song, of course, is about an individual reflecting on his youthful strength of body and purity of spirit, attributes that we felt applied strongly to Chevy trucks. As with most things in life, though, at the time, I didn't know how great it was to steer that campaign with my great Chevy clients and the talented colleagues I had at the agency. I was just simply going through life, bringing the energy, decision-making, and problem-solving to all the challenges we had every day. And the irony was, and this might be hard to say, despite growing up here mostly in Michigan, I wasn't even really a big Bob Seger fan. We'll come back to that. But as time often tells us, things aren't always as they initially seem. There's actually a second verse to that song, Like a Rock, one where the singer reveals he's been reflecting back on being 18 from 20 years later and wondering where all those decades have gone. I'd sing it for you now, and my wife and daughter are just sitting there cringing, thinking I'm going to, like I do in the shower. But I'll just say it's that recollection of one's younger self and the journey along the way triggers all those poignant memories in all of our own pathways in our lives. You see, all these years later, I'm very fortunate to still be engaging with clients doing the things that we do, to build brands, communicate information, create relevant, authentic, and differentiated bonds with consumers. In many ways, it's just gotten a lot more challenging with all the noise, the multiplicity of news and communication that comes to us right here intimately on our mobile phones. And that makes it more urgent, the task of sorting it out effectively for consumers. So I'd maintain, as marketing communication experts, our task simply to shape is more than just to shape pure selling messages. It is to do so responsibly, effectively, and to sleep well at night, knowing we've helped connect people to the products, services, and other people that they care about and even need. It helps drive an economy that supports a balanced way of life that provides jobs, health, and opportunity. That's how I view what we do. So tonight, the reflective lyrics of Seeger's songs hit home for me. In my mature years, I'm a big fan. As I walk these halls, and they literally look exactly the same as when I was here, I reflect back on my 20 years. It's closer to 40 now. And I think of my job far less selfishly than I used to. It's an equal measure to motivate, encourage, and pass along gained wisdom and ways of thinking to the next generations of marketers, agency executives, creatives, technologists, data heads. For while the tech has changed, the mission hasn't. Seek to understand, search for true insight, and drive powerful, authentic work. And above all, never, ever, ever phone it in. Long live MSU ComArts and Sciences. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mark. Now Anne Marie Schiller, our Vice President of the Alumni Board, will introduce our next honoree. Anne Marie.
Thank you and good evening. I'm humbled to recognize our next outstanding alumna, Dr. Norma Faye Green. Dr. Green is a professor emerita at journalism at Columbia College Chicago, where she was a graduate director for 20 years. She taught 24 different undergraduate classes, including 9 she created. For 15 years, she was also a Fulbright Scholar Liaison. Dr. Green is not short on accolades. As a writer, she has contributed to 13 books. National recognition for her work includes the AEJMC Minorities and Communication Division's first ever Multicultural Curriculum Award, National Federation of Press Women, first place, Award for Print Journalism and Research, as well as the Fulbright Association Chicago Chapter's Annual Service Award. During the pandemic, Dr. Green completed an 8-week course to become a volunteer tree keeper, a program of Open Lands, a nonprofit organization to preserve and protect woodlands, parks, and nature trails for conservation, recreation, and education. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Green. Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to talk about the tree keepers part. Walking around campus this afternoon, I was thrilled to see labels on trees because that was that spoiled me. I thought the rest of the world would have labels on every tree. Had to relearn that more frequently. This honor really provides me with the opportunity to reflect on many previous opportunities afforded me here at Michigan State University over more than half a century. These opportunities include forging lifetime friendships with the women that I met in West Mary Mayo when it was the nunnery, mentoring from Dr. Mary Gardner beginning in 1967 and lasting my entire 50-year career. She had no idea what she was committing to. Joining a national network of women communicators, learning how to interview strangers, this is a big deal for journalism majors, getting bylined articles published in the state news, and traveling overseas for the first time out of my little Midwest bubble. 16 years later, back on campus as a PhD student, the opportunities continued, broadening my worldview further through international classmates, presenting and publishing scholarship while still a grad student. This is a big deal. Michigan State has a really good reputation, CAS does. Influencing graduate teacher training and doctoral research curriculum. All those things happened at the doctoral level. And this time, to share some of these highlights with you and online. As soon as I was granted academic tenure, no easy task, I became a lifetime member of the MSU Alumni Association, and I thank the CAS Alumni Board, along with a loving husband, 40 years this year, babe, and family, as well as my dear friends and colleagues who are here in my little peanut gallery over here. I appreciate them who nominated me for this award. It's a great thrill to be back on campus. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Dr. Green. Brian Murray, who serves as co-chair of the Alumni and Student Engagement Committee, is our multiple Emmy Award and Cannes Lion Award-winning Director of Photography. And he's here to introduce our next honoree.
All right, unlike Matt Davis, I'm gonna stay on teleprompter because this is a news anchor that we're gonna talk about. Thank you, Brian. Good evening. Please help me introduce our next honoree, Aisha Howard. Aisha is an Emmy-nominated anchor and reporter who credits her MSU education for preparing to take her first role on as a one-man band reporter, where she was her own photographer and writer and editor of every story. I guess taking all 50 pounds of the equipment across Michigan State during the winter probably helped out there. With a fierce determination for storytelling, Howard elevated her journalism career and made the transition from field reporter to anchor desk. During her time in Indianapolis, Indiana, she hosted her very first solo evening show, which reached the #1 spot. Howard's character is often described as tenacious, hardworking, and ambitious. These attributes are demonstrated through her passion, which includes supporting teen girls, advocating for domestic violence survivors, and volunteering as volunteers for events towards aspiring journalists. Some of Howard's most memorable assignments have been the night of the 2016 presidential election and her trip to Hollywood to cover the American Idol finale and interview celebrities, small celebrities like Jennifer Lopez on the red carpet. Please join me in congratulating Aisha.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I stand before you, and the first thought that comes to mind is, man, I'm standing up here just a kid from Flint. That's an endearing term that we use, us fellow Flintstones. We have some of you in the house tonight. We love saying that so much, y'all. We put it on a t-shirt. You can see anybody from Flint walking around with that t-shirt on. But tonight, I stand before you accepting this honor that calls me outstanding. So let me be honest with you for a second. You know, it's this common term we hear nowadays. It's called imposter syndrome. It's really real, and it's truly never allowed me to view myself and my accomplishments that way, outstanding. You know, never feeling comfortable to say that my work makes me worthy of being in certain rooms, but I was simply doing what I loved, showing up for my dream career, and something that I'm really good at, actually. Being nominated for this award, it really caused me to reflect on the journey that led me to this moment that I'm so proud of. My career started to take shape in second grade, doing the school announcements, and continued to the day my parents dropped me off at Hubbard Hall in 2003. And then I walked into this very building for the very first time to take my first journalism class. It was Dr. Kim Piper-Aiken who pushed me to be outstanding with her intense deadlines and brutal grading scale. One factual error, 50%. You fail. Dr. Jerry Zeldes taught me the art of thorough research and conversational storytelling. She's the woman who nominated me for this award tonight, and she's become a great friend. She brought a gift, a very nice gift. It wasn't for me, it was for my daughter. Thank you, Dr. Zeldes. You are now officially family. Professor Bob Gould reached out to have me to mentor his focal point students every year I returned to campus for homecoming. And that showed me, although we missed each other on campus by a semester, it showed me that he was proud and I was worthy of being an example. That support and what I accomplished in this building, it sent me into the world truly prepared to achieve this level of success that I dreamed about in Flint. When I pictured myself living in a city with a skyline, anchoring the evening news, I did that. So to return to my beloved MSU, what I affectionately call my happy place, y'all, I love this campus. It is an honor that fills me with immeasurable pride and gratitude. So thank you to Dr. Zeldes for leading this nomination. The journalism students, Demi and Tatiana, who came to visit me in Atlanta in the station to see me hard at work, and I hope I left those young Black women inspired to stand up here one day. And also writing letters on my behalf to receive this great honor. And thank you to the Alumni Board for choosing me to be a part of this illustrious group of people. And thank you to my parents for nurturing my gifts, talking all the time, never telling me that I was dreaming too big or to just be quiet a little bit. To my love, Dalen, thank you so much for traveling to be here with me. You have been the battery in my back and one of my biggest supporters in telling me to dream big. You can do it. You watch national news every day and you tell me, you can do that. Hey, you can do that. And I believe you. So thank you for your encouragement and for traveling to share in this moment with me that we can one day tell our daughter Valor about one day. And in the stands and in the crowds tonight, my girls, my crew, Dr. Ashley Green, thank you for being just a true supporter and just a real girlfriend in my personal human resources department. You have taught me so much on how to navigate and take up space in a beautiful way, and I thank you for that. My college roommate is here. Lauren, I appreciate you. You are truly the definition of showing up. You flew from San Francisco and you just show up all the time. And I thank you for that. That moment on the cattle bus that led us to go to the lady to change our rooms to be roommates freshman year. And here we are all these years later. I accept this nomination and this award with true pride and gratitude, and to truly stand in this moment and acknowledge that I am an outstanding kid from Flint and an outstanding alumni from MSU. Thank you.
The end. We can all go home. She sure did. Congratulations, Aisha. Erica Hughes, chair of the Marketing and Communications Committee and a past Rising Star honoree herself, will introduce our next honoree. Erica?
Thank you, Brian, and congratulations to my fellow Flintstone, Aisha Howard. MSU is my happy place as well. Our next Outstanding Alumni Award goes to Jack Howard. Hey, Jackie. Jack manages the operational processes of the wealth advisor business for Ally Invest. She is also responsible for the inclusive wealth strategy that is part of the Ally Enterprise financial, social, and inclusion efforts. As a passionate advocate for financial social inclusion, Howard recognizes the significant wealth disparities and is committed to being part of the change by creating programs that prepare underserved communities with tools for wealth creation. Her work has earned her a spot as one of 15 women on the 2019 Next List, an extension of the American Banker Program, the most powerful women in banking. Jack's personal life is grounded in giving back, and I can tell you personally, Jack is always on the go. As a breast cancer survivor, she mentors recently diagnosed young women and is an advocate for the Young Survivors Coalition. She also serves on the National Board of Directors for the American Bankers Association, Foundation, and Society for Financial Education and Development. Please join me in congratulating my friend and my colleague, Jack Howard.
All right, I gotta put my glasses on, y'all. I'm so excited to be here. Good evening, and congratulations to all of the outstanding alumni and Rising Star awardees. It's amazing to be in such great company. Go green. Go white. To start, I'd like to share a quote I saw recently on Instagram. May you not overlook the moments where life reflects your dreams. As a 20-year-old journalism college student at MSU, I dreamt of moments like this. I dreamt of one day becoming a businesswoman who utilized my communication and writing skills to make a difference in the world. I dreamt of being surrounded by powerful sister friends. I dreamt of becoming a career-loving parent. I dreamt of finding my voice and living authentically. My days at MSU were spent balancing full-time studies while simultaneously supporting myself financially with 3 jobs. As a part-time teller at Comerica Bank, serving as a PR intern, and cleaning classrooms at night. I was grinding, y'all. My time here taught me work ethic and grit. I learned to cherish every moment as an opportunity. My PR and journalism education, and even those jobs as a teller and housekeeper were all required for this moment. I learned to dream big and embrace a career that reflects a jungle gym instead of a ladder. It prepared me for a financial services career where I serve as a spokesperson and change agent focused on democratizing investing and helping Black and brown people build wealth. In a world where the wealth gap is more than $315,000 for college-educated Black women like me, in a world where women represent less than 23% of C-suite level positions and Black women are practically non-existent, my voice is needed. I am proud to say my time as a Spartan helped me for this moment. I am determined to use my career to change those stats I mentioned a moment ago. In closing, I have to express gratitude to my village. This award belongs to you. Special thanks to my parents, my angels in heaven, who sacrificed and demanded educational excellence throughout my life. My sister Jan, she gotta raise her hand. Where are you, sis? My sister Jan, who helped me with everything I needed during college financially. My Aunt Constance, who was also here, I got to give her a shout out. She sent me $100 a month my entire time at MSU. My college roommate, Tidra, who joined me in the vision sessions where we thoughtfully discussed our futures and thought of the women we wanted to become. Cheers to living a life that reflects the dreams made 20 years ago. Cheers to those who support me in my daily balance as I work to be a career professional and a mom to my 13-year-old son, Langston, and 5-year-old daughter, Zora. Harold in Virginia, Cicely, and especially my partner, Sterling. I would not be able to live this life without your support. Cheers to colleagues and friends, my folks from Ally, please raise your hand, who push me to be better and also support my dreams. And most importantly, extreme gratitude to my God of miracles, who constantly delivers the desires of my heart. It's time to dream bigger dreams. Thank you, MSU College of Communication, Arts, and Sciences, for this distinguished honor. Onward.
Keeps getting harder and harder to get up here. No kidding. All right. It is my privilege to introduce the final honoree of the Outstanding Alumni Awards, Arun Sinha. Arun is a board advisor, a global chief marketing officer, and leading business builder in technology and financial services. He recently launched Vistrata, a global fintech wealth management platform that provides world-class investment solutions. Arun credits his grounding at MSU that led him straight to Young and Rubicam, where he built some of the biggest brands, including Ford, Lincoln Mercury, Colgate-Palmolive, from the very start of his career. As a lecturer and senior fellow at Yale School of Management, Arun co-created a unique marketing class, Strategic Marketing Leadership, the role of a CMO. He is a frequent media commentator and author of several highly acclaimed business strategy books. His expertise has been widely recognized, receiving CMO of the Year, Marketer of the Year, and multiple other awards. Arun has helped MSU with our efforts to build a CMO network through active participation with our CMO roundtable discussions and the Spartan CMO Symposium. Please join me in recognizing Arun Sinha. Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. And thank you, the Alumni Association. You guys are great. And most importantly, congrats, all of the honorees and outstanding alumni award winners, Rising Star winner, John, everybody. You guys are spectacular, amazing. And thank you, Dean David. Thanks a lot. And you built an amazing program here. And I must say, thanks, Meredith. I'm not sure where she is. Meredith, Matthew, Melissa, you guys do an amazing job in making every alumni feel so special. So really, thank you. So you know what? I want to let you in on a secret. Coach Tom Izzo and I have something in common. No, not his fame, not his winning streak or his leadership, but he and I both came to this campus the same year in 1983. And boy, getting to MSU for me was such a journey at that time. You know, back then, a group of us had started a newspaper in India, in Calcutta, English language daily, called The Telegraph. And when I received this big fat envelope, you guys remember that, you know, big envelope from MSU, so excited, so thrilled that I got admission. And then I sat down for a moment, the reality hit. How would I pay for this MSU education, right? That was a big deal for me. And especially at this time in India, during the 80s, I'm not sure if you all remember, the country was going through a huge financial crunch. And the government would not let you exchange rupees for dollars. Hard currencies was very hard to get at that point. So I reached out as a journalist. I reached out to the regional director of Reserve Bank of India at that time. As a journalist, you can also bribe a little bit, which means I wrote a wonderful profile piece at the Telegraph. But still, he would not grant me anything on that. Then after that, I called Bruce Vandenberg. I still remember that because on the admission letter, it was his name. And I still remember that $15 I spent on the phone call. That didn't go very far, by the way. So desperate, I really wrote to the Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi at that time, and her press secretary. And somehow I was, granted an appointment with her. So I was 19-year-old then. Go to this really awe-inspiring office, built by the British, amazing office. And I had prepared this long speech, which I did not prepare as much here. As I got there in front of her, I completely froze and forgot my speech. I just didn't know what to do at that point. Anyhow, mustering enough courage, I try to convince that me getting a higher education at MSU is helpful for the country, for India. And the reason being that someday I'll get you a hard currency that you don't have today. The speech must have been very effective, or they took pity on me. I'm not sure what. And I got the certificate, and I flew in to East Lansing that day. I still remember in 1983, January 1983, one of the coldest days in Michigan, coming from 100+ weather to minus degrees with $730 in my pocket, and with a big dream. The American dream. That's what I wanted to achieve. And I'm sure, Dean David, you remember that kind of a dream too. We talked about that last night, right? And then so turn the clock, 2 years I'm here, ready to go and start get a job. 1984, I still remember, last day of October, I take the Greyhound bus to go to Young and Rubicam for an interview, pick up a newspaper, State News. I picked up a newspaper on the way, read that Mrs. Indira Gandhi was shot dead by her own bodyguards. So with heavy heart, I saw that, or felt that somebody who believed in my dream was no longer there. But the dream lived on. From Y&R, I did get a job at Y&R. From Y&R to global chief marketing and communications officer for multiple Fortune 100 companies like Pitney Bowes, Zurich Financials, Farmers Insurance, the campaign that you see on Farmers Insurance, that was created by my group, MSCI, JP Morgan, you name it. And today, I manage a portfolio of companies. Throughout my journey, what I valued most was the education that I got here at MSU. Thank you, Bruce Vandenberg. I'm not sure if he's here or not. But most importantly, I absolutely loved his consumer behavior class. I think it was 823 or something like that. Till today, I use the learning that I got there. And Bonnie Reese, advertising management, she taught 826. Still remember that? And thank you to one person I definitely want to thank is Keith Adler. He was my advisor. And I was a 20-year-old then, a naive young man. Not only he showed me how to go around campus, but how to succeed in life. So thank you, Keith. I'm sure you're looking down and smiling with great satisfaction. Thank you on that. Yeah. And I would say, one of the most important things that I cherish from my Spartan days is the lifelong friendship, which you all can attest to that. My friends have traveled from far to be here with me. Thank you, Lorraine and Steve. You guys drove, 20 hours, it feels like? More than that to get here. Shalu from Boston, Vicky, Hayden, Elizabeth, thank you. Krishnan and Abby. Hey, Krishnan, you remember that we went to that the Social Security office? We took the bus together to get that number. He was the one who taught me that you cannot get paid without Social Security number. So talk about the Spartan spirit. That's what it was. But most importantly, I really want to thank my family. My two kids who are not here, they're actually house sitting. My father is in New York and they are with him right now. So I'm very proud of that. But my wife is here, my life partner is here, Nandita. She has been an amazing partner of mine. She has helped me in anything, very supportive, one of the most supportive person and the most giving person in my entire life. Thank you. So thank you all. Go green. Go green.
Congratulations to all our honorees. We are truly inspired by each of you, and we are particularly grateful for your continued engagement with the college and the powerful way that impacts our students as they complete their education and prepare to start their career. I'd like to again recognize tonight's sponsors. Our Platinum Premier sponsor, MSU Federal Credit Union, I'm a member. Our Diamond partners, Ally, Motion, Princess Cruises. Our Gold partners, WKAR, the ComArt Psi Alumni Board, who, as you can see, puts a great deal of effort into tonight's event, Summit Electric, the State News, and RAP. And finally, our bronze sponsor, Sheena Roofing and Sheet Metal Company. Thank you as well to all of my fellow ComArt Psi Alumni Board members who contribute their time reviewing the nominations for selecting these exceptional honorees. Thank you to the advancement team who've been acknowledged. I'll do this one last time. Meredith, Melissa, Rachel, Matthew, and Jordan. Yeah. They're waving in the back. Also, thank you to the college marketing communications team, including our Alumni Board student interns, Mariah Hendricks and Tori Monroe. You all do incredible work. To our past alumni honorees, thank you for your continued support of our students and the college through internships, guest lectures, guest lecture appearances, and financial support. Your continued support of ComArt Psi makes us proud. In every sector of communication, we have a Spartan alumni who are leading the way by challenging the norms, pushing boundaries. We have incredible innovators who have adapted and changed media and communications. We are so proud of our 2022 honorees, as well as all of the students, faculty, and alumni who represent ComArt Psi professionally and proudly. In a time that has been extraordinarily uncertain, we see that no matter the circumstances, Spartans will. If you know of an outstanding ComArt Psi Spartan alum and would like to nominate them as a candidate for these awards, we are accepting nominations for the 2023 class. Information is available on our website at comartpsi.msu.edu. We'd also like to encourage all of you to get involved. If you aren't already, we invite alumni from around the globe to share their stories and experiences and connect with students today. We encourage you to visit the alumni section of the ComArt Psi website to learn about the many ways in which you can engage with the college and support the students and faculty. At the conclusion of this evening, we will invite the honorees up to the stage for some photos. Dessert and coffee will be served outside, but before we go, it is our tradition in completing the celebration to show our collective Spartan spirit by singing the MSU Fight Song. And as a former drum major of the Spartan Marching Band, I've got a little surprise for you. It gives me great pride to welcome members of the Spartan Marching Band to play our fight song, Victory for MSU. Go Green!